You had to reserve the conference room, and there was this crazy old union bastard, and if he wasn't drunk, you could get him to hook up this really scary projection thing, and then it would roll film, and it was really, really weird. But it would work.
We worked on the agency side.
That was a screening. That's what a screening was. And, you know, that's really old and stuff, but it actually happened, and it was in the 80s, believe it or not.
An edit controller with a player and a recorder, and you had to start from the beginning and then assemble the
You'd have to go back to your source reel, find the 3 frames, take it, and then if you're working with sync sound, then you have
Often you'd be sending something to an art director or a creative director who'd be at his lake house, and you'd be having to send it to New York and put it, you know, get a motorcycle driver.
With all the different clients and all the different jobs, they'd say, okay, we need to post these 6 work in progress, these 4 clips, these 3, and it would take these guys till 10 o'clock at night.
I used to have a recurring nightmare about forgetting the DAT.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What's a DAT?
Digital audio tape.
Oh, right.
And it was
Just kidding.
something that would be posted so easily these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early on in, I guess, the early 90s, the whole industry migrated to nonlinear editing, Avids, and now Final Cuts. So that did have a huge revolutionary impact on the industry. Ironically, even though the workflow changed for us in terms of how we cut, the way we delivered things to clients didn't change at all. So we were still relegated to putting stuff onto tape, which was usually the worst and the slowest part of the process and the most painful, and then still having to wait to deliver things through the traditional courier services, which was horrible.
I found myself constantly caveating my work. Okay, now it's not going to look like this because this is just a 3/4. Trust me, the film is great.
I remember working as a rep, and we spent thousands of dollars in shipping every single month.
I used to have notebooks like 3-inch binders. People would be emailing all this stuff, which would crash my computer.
We were using everything from FTP sites to you send it links so that we had to send it to someone to download.
We were using tools that were very basic front ends for FTP, file transfer protocol, and they weren't really cutting it.
There'd be lots of kind of complaints about it, you know, broken links or expiring links.
People will send DVDs. Now it just feels, when I'm already sending links to a bunch of people, it seems like it would mess up the flow.
We thought that we were really, really cool when we started using iWeb, but it doesn't provide the speed with which we need to work.
Schedules are what they are now. It's a rarity when a team is only working on one project.
Budgets are getting smaller, schedules are getting shorter, we have to get faster.
We now have the ability to basically post things as we go and have input throughout the process.
I'm lining up a telesending, which we're actually doing in LA, but the transfer is happening in a bay in New York, but we're doing that virtually, so we don't have to fly to New York.
If you fly cross country on American Airlines, they have wireless internet now, and I thought, God, how horrible is that? I can't fly without it now. I landed a job flying cross country. That's weird. I was pitching with a company in Japan about shooting in New York with Argentinian directors while doing post in Buenos Aires. These things are becoming a lot more common in my world.
These buzzwords like digital tapeless workflow are just a reality.
Everybody has a voice, and to kind of navigate those voices has been kind of tough. With robust systems, you know, like Wiredrive, you're able to kind of navigate those decision makers a little bit easier.
In 2000, 2001, the concept of somebody looking online at a postage stamp size video, people thought it was just crazy. They just wouldn't accept that that's how they could actually start making business decisions.
I didn't even really understand what it was, to be honest, until Epoch started sending me clips. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
I think my favorite thing about Wiredrive is it was designed by people who understand what we do. I don't have to redesign my workflow to use it. It seems like it's kind of designed around my workflow.
We were looking for a tool that kind of brought all this stuff together, and that's what Wiredrive did for us.
And there's really been a huge reduction in the amount of clutter in the offices and in everybody's cube.
Advantages of moving a workflow online is that you're not tied to a physical element in the real world.
Like right now, I'm sitting here being interviewed by you, and my desktop is full of texture and 3D model files. It's being uploaded to our, an animator I have working in the UK.
With Wiredrive, we ended up creating an internal blog, kind of gather whatever's cool on the internet or images that they have or thoughts that they have, and have it all live in one place.
It was simple enough that just about anybody could pick it up, within a couple hours.
They don't have to ask me for anything. I just say log into Wiredrive, here's our project folder, and they have it all from the job number to the scripts.
You've got clients from all over the world in here that want to leave here and 2 hours later look at work in progress on their PDA or their iPhone. So Wiredrive allows us to do that. The other thing, which I learned, I had no idea, was the sales aspect of the tool.
So now basically the EPs have the ability to go into the library and search out and make reels that are specific to the project and to the boards.
Things like Wiredrive are, create this meeting point that we can all get together and speak the common language of, advertising and creativity.
And then the reel we create together is actually as good or better than both of us, as opposed to me trying to do it or that person trying to do it in a vacuum.
It's revolutionized what Amy and I do through sales every day.
90% of links that I get are Wiredrive links from different production companies or graphic houses.
To be able to construct reels, from a remote location for the account people or the content people to be able to do that themselves rather than to come to us to do that.
It's just so efficient. I could just be I have my own library of spots, and I could just be sending it out without having to ask anyone to help me.
My favorite feature is knowing when somebody has opened it. And now I don't have to seem sort of like a stalker. Now I can sort of stalk quietly and know that my creative director has looked at something.
I do like that Snoopy aspect of it too. I love knowing that people have seen it or not.
I can send one file, I can control who sees it, when they see it, if they can download it.
They didn't just do it and plug it in and say, okay, we're done. It's constantly evolving.
The whole Wiredrive system incorporates your branding, which is very important. So the end client gets something which has your logo on it, which uses your font.
A company will design the office that they work in. Paying that much more attention to your virtual office and how you present things goes a long way.
So it feels like it's coming from the company. Clients recognize it. It becomes just ingrained in their head that this is Deutsch doing this and not edit company A.
Wiredrive is a fantastic creative tool. It's a great sales tool. It's a great marketing tool.
You have something really good when the name of your product pretty much transcends the action, and it's in everyone's vernacular now.
Producers, account people, they're always coming to us saying, give me a Wiredrive version of this, give me a Wiredrive version of that.
It's a really exciting time because there's so many options that you can do with different medias and different mediums.
Technology helps serve what we're doing and make it better.
I think the future looks a lot like today. We just have to remind ourselves that tools like Wiredrive are these brilliant ways to express our creativity and to utilize our productivity to the fullest. And if we sort of use them to foster those ideals and be that resource, then we kind of can't go wrong.